my review of the Who album Face Dances. It was released in 1981 and produced by Bill Szymczyk. This is an album that I would have got a CD copy of off of Amazon probably in like my first 2 years of college. I can't remember exactly when. This vinyl copy I picked up a couple years ago at the record store. So this is their first album with Kenny Jones on drums, and I think he gets kind of a lot of like flack from people in the role as the Who's drummer, which I mean really like he had kind of an impossible task of like replacing Keith Moon. As far as his playing goes, I really like what he does on the albums. Like this album, I think he drums great. Live, I think, is where the kind of problems show up, and really it's kind of like on the older Keith songs, I feel like. Last night I was watching, I believe it was their last concert from like their farewell tour on YouTube, and to me, like, when he was playing stuff like I Can't Explain, it really just like stuck out how different his drumming style was from Keith's. But then some of the other songs like Sister Disco, I thought he sounded pretty good on, and all of like his songs, like the stuff from this album and the stuff from It's Hard, like he sounds great on. But I just feel like his drumming style was so different from Keith's that in the early Who stuff that where Keith's style was so like important to the song, him like playing it differently just kind of really changes the whole feel and sound of the song. So like I can kind of see why Roger was like really unhappy with that, because I don't know, Roger Daltrey seems to just like have this thing where it's like Keith Moon was like the drummer for him, and I don't think anybody else really has like satisfied Daltrey ever since. But yeah, this album, I think he plays great on it, so it's my Kenny Jones rant. The album opens with You Better You Bet, which I was familiar with that song going into this album. I had this Who DVD, I can't remember what it's called, but it had a bunch of their music videos, and it had the You Better You Bet video on it. And so that was like, that and Eminence Front were the first songs with Kenny Jones that I became familiar with. And I've always really liked You Better You Bet. I think it's a great song. I think the whole band's playing great on it. I really love the guitar and the bass. I think Kenny Jones is good on it. Roger sounds great. So this is a real highlight for me, probably like my second favorite song on the whole album. The second track, Don't Let Go of the Coat. Another one I really like. I think the intro is really cool. I think the drums on it sound really good. I actually really like Bill Szymczyk's production on this. I know a lot of people have a problem with it, but I don't know. I like his production here. I like it on the Eagles albums that he does, and I also think it's just kind of cool since like Glenn Johns produced the Eagles and Bill Szymczyk produced the Eagles, and they like also both produced the Who, that you can kind of like compare that. So I just always found that kind of interesting. Yeah, I really like this track. Daltrey sounds great on it. Really catchy song. Another kind of highlight for me. The third track, I'm not sure how to say the name of it. I think it sounds like they're saying like Kashi or something like that, because the name doesn't like come up really in like the main vocal line. It's really this like backing vocal part that Townsend almost kind of like whisper sings. At least I'm pretty sure it's Townsend. So kind of a weird song. Really weird line about like don't swagger in there with your elephant gun that always just stands out. I'm not sure what he's talking about, but I like it. It's catchy, even though it's like lyrically kind of weird. I think Daltrey sounds good on it. So not really like a highlight for me, but I've always liked that song. Fourth track, The Quiet One, is an Entwistle song. This one I really like. Another highlight. I think it's a really catchy song. I think Kenny Jones plays really great on this song. The bass sounds really cool. I think just like Entwistle's tone on this whole album I really like. Some really great guitar from Pete on it. There was a really cool live version of it actually on that concert that I watched last night where Pete was just going crazy. And I really like Entwistle's raspy like vocal delivery here too. So that one of my favorite songs on the album. Fifth track, Did You Steal My Money? Another one that's kind of weird. Because this album just has some like couple tracks that are just a little bit weird. The background vocals in it are kind of what stand out the most to me, and not in a great way. Like they really took me a long time to get into. Like now I kind of like them in a way of like they're kind of funny and kind of just weird. But not my favorite track on the album, but not a bad one. Like I like it, but it's not like one that I listen to a lot if I'm not listening to the whole album. Uh, Six track, How Can You Do It Alone? I don't know. It's another kind of weird one. It's got this like section in one part of it where like the keyboards almost kind of sound like bagpipes, and the drums are doing this almost like marchy type thing. Um, not really one of my favorites, but I do like it. I like the drums on it a lot. Um, it's like decently catchy, but not one that I listen to a lot outside of the context of the album. The seventh track, Daily Records. This my favorite song on the album. Kenny Jones just like really goes off on this song. Like I really love what he does on here. I think the bass sounds really cool. Really good guitar solo from Townsend, and Daltrey sounds great, and just a really great song. Eighth track, You, is an Entwistle song sung by Roger. Another highlight for me, just really catchy. Another one where I really love the drums and bass. So yeah, it's another highlight for me. The ninth and final track, Another Tricky Day, is one that like it's got some cool playing on it, but to me it's not one of the more memorable songs on the album. I just like it. I can like recall what it sounds like by looking at the title, but it's just not one that like I go to that much. So kind of a weak closing track, but not really a bad song. The CD version I have of this album has a few bonus tracks. There's I Like Nightmares, sung by Pete, kind of just a weird song. Then there's It's In You, which has some cool guitar in it, but it doesn't really stand out like a whole lot to me. And then Somebody Saved Me, which is also sung by Pete, and like that one's probably my favorite of the bonus tracks, but it's another one that like I don't really think is that essential. Pretty much like all three of those, I don't feel like leaving them off the albums, or the album was bad. Then there's two live tracks, How Can You Do It Alone, which is kind of a weird version of it that I'm not really crazy about, and The Quiet One, which is pretty cool live. So yeah, Face Dances, I like this album a lot more than most people seem to. From the rankings I've watched that other YouTubers have done, it generally places pretty low. A lot of people I think have actually had it in last, or close to last, but I've always really liked this one. I actually, like, spoilers for next week, but I think it's the better of the two Kenny Jones albums. I just think that the highs of this album are a little bit higher than It's Hard, and I don't know, I like the production of this album. I know a lot of people don't, but I think it sounds really good. I think that Kenny Jones plays really good, so it's a good debut for him. And yeah, they just the band's playing great on here. I think Roger Daltrey sounds great. Maybe a little uneven in songs, but I think that the songs that on here that are good are really good. So yeah, this one I've always liked it, and I recommend it, even though I don't think it's like one of their albums to start with.